The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code Cimoooooooo5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. All right, you guys, we are back in the winner circle here on Sealed Showdown, and we are moving into a set that has probably historically been looked at as one of like the worst sets ever, but I think the longer time has gone on, this set has actually gotten better and better because I think a lot of the cards for the time weren't exactly that powerful, but then as Yu-Gi-Oh! Matured and evolved into what it is today, it actually, looking back, seems like this set, Cyberdark Impact, actually was pretty impactful. So we're gonna go ahead and open 24 packs of this for today's episode. Let's see what we get in pack number 1. We've got some okay cards here to start. Abaki is just a 1700 body, which by all intents and purposes by this series is pretty good. I think this may be the strongest like 4-star in the set. Byroad's Sacrifice is an interesting card. So there's a card in the set called Cyber and it's not a good card particularly, but it is a body with 1900. Activate only if a monster on your side of the field is destroyed by battle. Special summon a Cyber from your hand. So if we can pull Cyber, we'll probably play this because this is actually a pretty decent card of just keeping board presence on the field. And then we also have Chain Detonation. Now, there's a lot of cards in Cyberdark Impact that play with chains and, you know, having giant chain links. And this is one of them. It's primarily just a burn card, but if we activate it as Chain Link 2 or 3, it actually goes back into the deck. So theoretically, it helps stop us from decking out. And then if it's Chain Link 4 or higher, we actually get it back to our hand. So this isn't that great of a card, but it may be worth playing in the side deck at the very least. Now, this is what I'm talking about, right? You look at this pack, you see cards like Instant Fusion, Chain Strike, the Barrier Statues. These are cards that historically in Yu-Gi-Oh's history are actually pretty good, even though at the time they may not have been that strong. Maybe, you know, sans Chain Strike, right? But for the purposes of this episode, Combo Fighter is an interesting card because if a chain link of 2 or more occurs in our main phase 1, this card can attack twice in the battle phase. 1600 attack too, so 3200 damage out of nowhere is kind of frightening. And then we got Allure Queen level 5. Now, we have to get to level 3 in order to level this up. I guess we could Tribute Summon for this. This card's kind of neat, but unless we get the other Allure Queens, I don't think it's really worth discussing. As a counter to the Chain Detonation, we have Chain Healing, which actually heals us instead of burning our opponent, gives us 500 life points. And then Vanity's Ruler, another big hit from this set that was originally from here. 2 tributes is a lot, especially when Snipe Hunter's in the format. So I think if we got Vanity's Fiend, we would play it, but Ruler might be a little bit too high investment. Combo Master is just Combo Fighter, except it's a 2200 tribute. So again, like 4400 damage is pretty big, but there are multiple 1 tribute monsters that are bigger than this, which is the only reason I'm reluctant to play this. Well, I suppose ask and you shall receive. There is Allure Queen level 7. There's a lot of hoops to jump through for this card, but it is kind of cool. I mean, I don't think it's that good because again, Snipe Hunter's in the format, and even though this does have a sort of replacement effect, it only is a replacement effect when something would be destroyed by battle, so that's pretty unfortunate. It's a neat card to pull though, I will say. Well, ask and you shall receive. There is Allure Queen level 7. Now, this card is pretty sick to pull, but the issue is that it doesn't have protection from like destruction. It only has protection from battle, and so again, with Snipe Hunter in the format, not really the best. We also got a Vanity's Call, which is kind of cool because this card can actually just negate the effects of all other cards that are in a chain as long as we use this as Chain Link 4 or higher. So if we get some chain action going on, this actually could be useful, but we'll see.
Hello, kings, queens, and monarchs of every element. Today is the lowest of the low. Today we open Cyberdark Impact. Now, there's been some debate in the Yu-Gi-Oh community as to whether or not Cyberdark Impact is actually the worst set in Yu-Gi-Oh history. Many of the cards in it have turned out to be extremely meta relevant. In fact, in terms of percentage of commons and rares that have come up in the meta, Cyberdark Impact might actually be one of the best sets of all time. I regret to inform you that this is not the case for Sealed. Cyberdark Impact is deeply terrible in sealed, and the interaction that you see in this doodle right here will feature extremely prominently in our games. I guess let's get to it. All right, pack number 1 of Cyberdark Impact. Already starting off with a hot one, we've got Vanity's Ruler, the biggest monster we are likely to make in this set. Probably not worth the resources that he's going to take, but he is funny, and there is that. We also have Accumulated Fortune and Chain Healing, which are going to be surprisingly relevant this time around. There's Chain Strike, really building up those chain cards. Oh, this meta is terrible. And then Queen's Bodyguard, surprisingly one of the best cards that we can get at 1700, 1200. It can stop Allure Queen from being attacked, but we are almost certainly not going to be playing Allure Queen. Yo, I'm actually rich. Check it out. Ultimate Rare Cyberdark Horn. We're not going to play it. There's not a single dragon target in this deck or in this set. There are so many cards in this set that are just utterly unplayable, and this is one of them. Iris the Earth Mother, however, is not one of the unplayable cards. This card is actually pretty decent, coming in at 2400 on a 1 tribute body. After a chain link of 3 or more links resolves, draw a card. This is going to be pretty all right. Again, we are likely to be seeing a lot of chains going off because there are so few playable cards that Chain Strike is actually relevant for winning games. Combo Master is not good. Abaki, however, is pretty good. Another 1700 attacker and another Queen's Bodyguard. We are killing it on the meta this time around. Linear Accelerator Cannon is also another funny one. This one can help us get surprise wins if we're going for a burn strategy. The problem with the burn strategy is it uses up all your cards and probably doesn't do lethal. So there is that. Another Abaki and another Queen's Bodyguard. I now have my play set of Queen's Bodyguards and 2 Abakis. Not seeing the other meta terror of this format, as denoted by Byroad Sacrifice, a surprisingly good card. By the way, Manbeast of Ares, terrible card. You have to resolve a chain of, I want to say like 3 or more, and it gains 500 attack. It starts with 500 attack. You have to resolve 4 big chains before this card has a relevant number of attack points. GX is the worst. Degenerate Circuit is really cool, but won't do anything this set. Cyber Shadow Gardna, however, definitely will. Cyber Shadow Gardna is a guy to let us defend with, but is also a initiator of chain, which is very, very important. If I get a couple more, I mean, if I get 1 more because it's a super rare, I will probably be like hard going for the chain strap because this card actually enables it pretty decently. And there's my play set of Abakis. Stray Asmodean, another meta threat, has 1700 defense, and that's the whole card. It also gains both players' life points. By the way, Cyber Ogre, the target for Byroad Sacrifice. If your monster is destroyed by battle, you special summon a Cyber Ogre from your hand. A Cyber Ogre, if you have another Cyber Ogre in your hand, can protect itself and also gain 2000 attack for basically a turn. Also, another Cyberdark card. Really gotta love to see that. 6 packs in, and I've got 2 Cyberdarks with no targets. Truly an incredible set that we're working with. Pack number 7, Allure Queen level 5, a card that we will neither summon nor resolve. We have our playset of Accumulated Fortune as well as Byroad Sacrifices. Flame Ogre would be an incredible card were it not a level 7. It's 2 tributes to draw 1 card. I hate this set. All right, we're about a third of the way through. Actually, the majority of our bread and butter commons are spoken for. There is one that is notably missing so far, and I'm sure I will let you know as soon as I see it. Another Cyberdark! Rampaging Rhinos is a legitimate card. If you put it in a column with another monster, then it gains 2000 attack when attacking. Not when attacked, when attacking. Have I mentioned how much I hate this set? By the way, almost certainly have more than my playset of Chain Healings now without the reverse of Chain Healing. Combo Fighter also has 1600 attack, which is relevant not only because it gets over Snipe Hunter, which I haven't seen a copy over, but also because if you resolve a chain, he gets to attack twice, which is potentially a lot of damage. There's my second Stray Asmodean too.
Okay, there we go. The Vanity's Fiend has appeared. You know, with Chain Strike being in the format and Chain Detonation, maybe there will be some burn strat this time around. Abaki, I believe, also burns the opponent aside from being a 1700 body. Sent to the graveyard by battle, both players take 500, so there may actually be a quite aggressive strategy if we just play a lot of those cards. There's the Allure Queen level 3. Again, I think we've probably ruled this out as a viable option. Queen's Bodyguard, however, is very good because it's just a 1700 4-star, and it does protect the Allure Queen in theory from being attacked, so then you're able to keep stealing stuff, but again, doesn't protect from Snipe Hunter, so I'm not particularly inclined to go that route. Storm Shooter as our super rare, though, is kind of neat neat, but again, 2 tributes, so probably not going to play it. All right, there's our first Cyber Ogre, so let's go ahead and show this card off. So Cyber Ogre is a 1901 tribute that by discarding this card from your hand to grave, negate 1 battle involving a Cyber Ogre on your side of the field, and it gains 2,000 attack until the end of its next battle. So that's actually a pretty strong effect, and this card's a common, so we should be able to get a play set of it. And again, we're able to special summon this with that trap card. So the fact that we have this sort of, you know, kind of bomb that we can drop out of nowhere isn't too bad. And as far as 2 tributes go, Lightning Punisher is actually pretty strong. After a chain with 3 or more links resolves, destroy a card on your opponent's side of the field. Now, it can't be activated if cards and effects had the same name in the chain, but like the fact that this actually destroys something for a bunch of chains going off is pretty sick. Oh, finally, I was getting nervous because we're already on pack 10 and that's our first Snipe Hunter. Let's hope we get a play set of this because this card is ridiculous. You probably know this from competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Back during this time. You can discard a card, target a card in the field, roll a 6-sided die. As long as it is not a 1 or a 6, you will destroy that card. So 66% chance to hit. This card is probably one of the worst best Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that's ever existed, but it was pretty good to play in competitive, which means in sealed, this card is nuts. Also, Accumulated Fortune's pretty good because if we're going to have a lot of chain action going on here, we can actually just draw 2 cards for no reason. Another Queen's Bodyguard, another Snipe Hunter, another Accumulated Fortune. These are all the cards we want to see. So thankfully, we only have to get 1 Snipe Hunter in 13 packs. I think we should be okay. And there we go. Back to back to back. We will take it. Another Abaki as well. Another Cyber Ogre. And there is Cyberdark Horn, a super rare. Now, this card's not very good, so we're probably not going to play it, but it's still cool to pull. And then Miraculous Rebirth is actually rather interesting. Activate this as Chainlink 4 or higher. This is just Monster Reborn. So this is pretty indicative of Cyberdark Impact. They take a powerful broken card like Reborn and put it on an effect that requires you to have like Chainlink 4 or higher for it to resolve, essentially. And so I think we might play this because this is Reborn and it's pretty easy in the set for us to get to Chainlink 4 or higher. So we'll see.
There he is, my very first Snipe Hunter and my play set of Stray Asmodians. Dark Lucius is the worst level card out of all of them, which is saying a lot. Lightning Punisher for the rare. Is that guy a 2 tribute with 2600 attack? Don't mind if I do. Chain Destruction, there it is. This is the burn equivalent of Chain Healing. Just, it does a little bit of damage. I've got my play set of Byroad Sacrifices too, which is sick. Let's check out Lightning Punisher. 2616. After a chain link with 3 or more links resolves, destroy 1 card on your opponent's side of the field. Okay, yeah, this card is actually potentially relevant. This is a 2 tribute that I can see myself actually using. I hadn't seen that card yet. That's sick. A second Rampaging Rhinos. Let's go. And a Cyber Ogre. We want to see 3 of this card. Dark Lucius, level 6. Gotta love it. It's a level 6 monster with 1700 attack. GX was a mistake. Ooh, the ultimate rare Allure Queen level 5. Truly spectacular, but there's a 3rd Cyber Ogre, and that's really what we're after, and a 2nd Chain Detonation, and I'm sure I'm good for Accumulated Fortunes. Dimensional Inversion is funny, but we don't actually have any things that banish. You'll notice this is a very common thing in this set. Instant Fusion, no targets. Counter Cleaner, there are no counters in this set. This is just truly absolutely garbo. A bunch of stuff that prevents special summoning, and there's like 2 ways to special summon in the whole set. Oh, an ultra rare Allure Queen level 7. Did it have to be that ultra rare? There is one very good ultra rare in this set. Too bad we did not pull it. Blasting Fuse, however, is very funny. It's like Icarus attack, but only for cards in the same column as it. It's really, really bad and is going to be the source of many, many mind games this time around. Oh, another ultimate rare. We're just eating it up. Flash of the Forbidden Spell only activates when you have like, it's a really silly condition. Activate when all of your opponent's monster card zones are occupied by monsters. Destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. We are never going to do this for exactly the reason that this card exists in this set. Ritual Foregone with no rituals in the set. Another fantastic one. Black Horn of Heaven, another spectacular card for the meta and not for the set because we have no inherent special summons, and a Dark Lucius level 8. Does this thing only have 2000 attack? No, it's got 2800. Oh, thank goodness. Banish your opponent's monsters destroyed by this card. Also negate their effects. There is literally no way we are going to be able to, well, it's a 2 tribute. It doesn't say it has to be summoned by that way. It's still terrible.
Damn, that's a 3rd Chain Strike. That's pretty sick that we can actually play sort of aggressive burn deck. Queen's Bodyguard, Abaki, Accumulated Fortune. It's all coming together. I think that completes our playset of Cyber Ogres as well. And there is Iris the Earth Mother. Now, this card is pretty nice because it's a 2401 tribute, and another good one at that because after a chain with 3 or more links resolves, draw a card. So this actually draws us cards on top of being 2400. This is probably one of the best standalone cards in the set. Also, ultimate rare Flash Flash of the Forbidden Spell. We've pulled a few of these, but this card is probably never going to resolve. Activate only when all of your opponent's monster card zones are occupied. Destroy all monsters on your opponent's side of the field. So it's basically Raigeki if they have all 5 zones clogged, but I don't think Robert and I are ever going to get to a situation where that happens. Cyber Esper is an interesting card because while it's face up in attack position, we can look at every card Robert draws. Now, it's 1800 defense as well, which does stand up to stuff like Queen's Bodyguard and the like, so we may just play this for the defensive stat, but then if Robert hits into it, we get to see every card he has coming, and that's going to give us a huge edge. And there's a Vanity's Fiend. That's a nice 2401 tribute to get as well. Again, Snipe Hunter's in the format, so it's not too great, but this is going to withstand a lot, and if Robert doesn't have removal, this card's going to put in work. Whoa, there's a hit I wasn't expecting. Cyber Ogre 2. Now, this is a fusion of 2 Cyber Ogres, which we're probably going to play already anyway. A fusion summon can only be done with these 2 cards. When this card attacks, it gains attack equal to half the attack of the attack target during damage calc only. This is 2600, making it one of the largest monsters in the entire set. So again, if Robert doesn't have removal, this is going to be a problem for him to out. It also gives us something to do with Cyber Ogre if we actually don't want to summon it to the field. We do have access to polymerization in this series. I may play this.
Cyber Esper is a legitimately good card because it has 1800 defense, but that's the whole story. This is a little bit concerning. There's another Blastusmodian. Ah, yes, and another Dark Lucius level 6. Another Cyber Esper is great. Still not seeing them Snipe Hunters. Another Cyber Ogre. There's another Snipe Hunter. I at least have 2, which is crucial. I definitely have my playset of Cyber Ogres, which basically makes up everything that I needed in order to be able to play this set. Pack number 20. Excellent. Another Allure Queen level 5. Just what we want. Ah, another incredible card, Just to Break. There are no normal monsters in this set in order to trigger Just to Break. This is the worst. Oh, but there's a 3rd Snipe Hunter. Nice. Another Blasting Fuse is great. It's golden. Another Degenerate Circuit. Sure, why not? And pack number 24, I guess the only thing I'm still looking for is a 2401 tribute. I got one of those, but it would be nice to have a second. That was not it. It was another Lightning Punisher. And there's another Chain Strike, so at least there is that. Wow, what a god-awful set. See you in deck build.
Okay, that's pretty sick. You know, we're not going to play Cyberdark Horn, but the fact that we just pulled an ulti one is pretty awesome. Wow, pack number 21. This is our first Rampaging Rhinos. This is another card I was hoping we'd get more of, but it is a rare. Once per turn, this card can move to an adjacent unoccupied monster zone. If this card attacks the monster in the same column, it gains 500 attack during damage steps. So this card can actually hit over most of just the normal summonable monsters in this set. It does have to be going into like adjacent monster zones, so there is some counterplay to that, but definitely a big hit. Happy to see it. It is 1500, which makes it a little bit weak on the crackback, but we're going to play this for sure. It's only a few packs left of Cyberdark Impact. Actually a pretty good opening, if I do say so myself. There's a second Rampaging Rhinos coming up here in the close. That is actually huge. I wanted to see 3 of that card, and so we got what we wanted. Like, I don't know how I do it, ladies and gentlemen, but there we go. Back to back to back Rampaging Rhinos in the closing. You gotta love to see it. Last pack was another Miraculous Rebirth. I don't think there was anything else too notable there. I'm excited. We have a really good set of pulls this time around, so let's go ahead and get to building.
This is going to be a back and forth set. And by back and forth, I mean that you are going to summon a monster and your opponent's going to destroy that monster and you are going to destroy your opponent's monster and so on and so forth, which means it's really a tempo game, so it's basically a die roll format. It's a little bit more complicated than that. I made some very specific decisions in my main deck, and I will get into those now. I'm very interested to see how this goes and to see how Alex deck builds this set. First off, let's go with the bread and butter. 3 Abaki because it's a 1700 attacker, 2 Cyber Esper because it's got 1800 defense, 3 Stray Asmodian because it's got 1700 defense, 2 Rampaging Rhinos. I wish I got more than that, but you know, we work with what we've got. 3 Snipe Hunter because he's the boy, 3 Queen's Battle Guard, he's got 1700 attack, and he works very well in synergy with the real hotness of the set, the real heat of the set. I am running 3 Allure Queen level 3, a level 5, and a level 7 in the main deck. Now this looks like one of my standard copium strategies, however, there is actually some method to my madness this time around. 3 of the best cards, 2 of the best cards, which we expect to see at 6 copies in Alex's deck, are level 3s. One of them you can't get over with a normal summon. Allure Queen level 3 outs it. very, very easily. And not only that, but it starts to win the tempo game by providing a undestroyable monster for a turn. And if it survives for a turn, I can go into level 5. If I get level 5 to survive for a turn, which is going to beat the cards that are going to beat level 3, then I can go into level 7. Even if 3 just sticks around for a turn, that's long enough for me to be able to tribute summon a monster like a Cyber an Iris, or maybe a Lightning Punisher. I think this strategy is worthwhile. We'll see how it actually goes in practice. I do have a side deck to go into if it really doesn't work out, but I think at least the level 3s are going to be worth their salt. Next, we have 3 Cyber because it gets over most things and it can defend itself, which is kind of cute. 1 Iris the Earth Mother. It is the only 1 Tribute 2400 I got, which is a little sad. 1 Lightning Punisher because I expect chains to be going off, and if we get to just 3 chain links, which should be pretty easy, he gets an extra utility effect in addition to being bigger than just about everything else in this set. I tried to keep my spell and traps slim because the spell and traps kind of suck in this set. I am not going to lie. I would rather just have the monsters to continue keeping up the pressure, and so I am running as few spell and traps as I could get away with. We'll start off with 2 Chain Strike. I only got 2. I probably would have run the 3rd if I had gotten it. 2 Accumulated Fortune in the main deck as my payoff to getting to the top of a chain link. I am running this in the main deck instead of Miraculous Rebirth because I expect in the early game Miraculous Rebirth is going to be a little bit lackluster. I think I would rather to draw into potentially a Snipe Hunter or potentially an Allure Queen, or into cards that I can use for Snipe Hunter's effect, then get back a Stray Asmodean from the graveyard. And drawing 2 cards seems like a decent payoff for a big chain. Otherwise, you're just going neg for no reason. Next, we have 1 Blasting Fuse. I want to see if Alex plays a little bit fast and sloppy with his cards. If he does, this card is going to mega punish him. I'm probably realistically going to be siding it out. 2 Byroad Sacrifice as a way to threaten Cyber Ogre at all times. 3 Chain Detonation, 3 Chain Healing, and 1 Cyber Shadow Gardener to close it out. You'll notice that I'm not running Vanity's Call in the main deck. I think Vanity's Call could be good in this set, but only if your opponent is really going all in on chains. And even if that's the case, just these cards that I have in the main deck are probably going to be sufficient. If Alex activates a chain detonation and I chain a chain detonation, all of Alex's chain stuff after that is going to be dead in the water. That means if he's going for a big chain, he's basically going to have at least 1 or 2 basically dead cards. For instance, if he has a Chain Strike and a Accumulated Fortune, if I take out the chain detonation with my chain detonation, then he has 2 cards he won't be able to activate effectively for a couple of turns. I think that's worthwhile. Meanwhile, Vanity's Call is a dead draw unless your opponent sees a large number of chainable cards. It's very good against a Snipe Hunter chain specifically. However, I don't anticipate that I am going to respond to my own Snipe Hunter chains for exactly that reason. I'd expect Alex to potentially Vanity's Call out off of that, and I think he's going to be playing the same way. So I'm not running it in the main deck. I'd rather use cards that I am already planning on using in order to potentially interrupt his chains than to bring in a card that has to have a very specific condition in order to get to it, and really only accomplishes anything in a situation that I think we're going to be both trying to avoid. Let's get into the side deck. We have 3 Combo Fighter to take out for the Allure Queens, 1 Dark Lucius specifically for if Alex gets into the Cyber Ogre 2. This card has 2800 attack points, so it natively gets over it. 2 Level Down in case Alex is also on the stupid Allure Queen strategy. 3 Linear Accelerator Cannon to really speed up the pace of the game. If I'm seeing a lot of life points go very quickly, then this card can initiate chains that are going to result in life points going down even faster. 2 Miraculous Rebirth as a potential payoff. If I bring in the Dark Lucius to deal with Cyber Ogre 2, then I might bring this in because Dark Lucius is a pretty hot hit off of this card. 1 more Blasting Fuse. I have more respect for Alex than to bring this in, but you know, I might as well have it in there for more destruction potential. 1 more Byroad Sacrifice for more tempo, and 2 Vanity's Call in case the chains are really going off the hook. Wow, I cannot believe that I actually just talked for 5 minutes about Cyberdark Impact. The deck building in this set is actually kind of interesting, and it's a little bit of a rock, paper, scissors game as to how it turns out. Let's hope that my plan of staying on the tempo lead is going to work out for me. Let's get into the duels.
Well, this is about as Cyberdark Impact as it gets. I'm not really too surprised to see this is the conclusion that I came to. I was really hoping there'd be a bit more here, but let's go ahead and do the card by card. So first up, Abaki, he's 1700 attack, and when he's destroyed by battle and sent to grave, both players take 500. Seems pretty good. Combo Fighter can actually get 2 attacks in if a chain link of 2 or more occurs in main 1, so could possibly get a lot of damage in with this little guy. Cyber Esper, as mentioned before, is 1800 defense, which is actually kind of hard to get over, and we get to see Robert Straws. The 3 3 Cyber Ogres as aforementioned. We are playing 2 of the By-Road Sacrifice to just immediately special summon this card from our hand. One thing to note is that this card activates in the damage step, and so as a result of that, it's actually kind of difficult to get chains going, so it is a nice way to actually take advantage of that situation. Iris the Earth Mother is in here as well, just as one of our premier tributes, as well as 2 copies of Vanity's Fiend, 3 Queen's Bodyguard for its 1700 attack, 3 Rampaging Rhinos for its 2000 attack potential, 3 Snipe Hunter because it's like the only removal in the entire set, so we have to be very sparing with these, 3 Stray Asmodean. Now, I didn't even think about this card at first, but it has 1700 defense, and what I like about this, the only thing that can really take care of this, aside from a tribute monster, is like Rampaging Rhinos exactly, or Snipe Hunter popping it, and so this actually is a bit of a wall that we can put up. We'll see how this goes. Then for the spells, we have 3 copies of Chain Strike. Now, what's interesting is that there aren't a lot of ways for us to start chains in the spell and trap department, because most of the cards we're playing, when you look at Chain Strike, Miraculous Rebirth, Accumulated Fortune, and Vanity's Call, all require a chain link of 2 or even 4 in some instances or higher. So what's going to happen is most of these chains are going to start by us activating the effects of something like a Snipe Hunter or a Rampaging Rhinos, for instance. So then that's going to be chain link 1. Chain link 2 can either be a Chain Strike or a Chain Detonation. Chain link 3 can be the other, and then chain link 4 can be our Miraculous Rebirth, our Vanity's Call, or our Accumulated Fortune. So that's how I imagine most of these games are going to go in terms of chains. Part of me almost didn't want to play anything to not even allow Robert's chains to go off, but he is going to be playing Snipe Hunter. He is probably going to play Rampaging Rhinos if he pulls it, so it's going to happen in some capacity, so we may as well play as many good cards as we can. So 3 Chain Strike, 3 Miraculous Rebirth as our Monster Reborn. This is probably the best one, if I'm being honest, because being able to get back like Iris or Vanity's Fiend is crazy. Then we have 1 Polymerization for the Cyber Ogre 2. I don't want to go all in on this because, again, like Snipe Hunter can kill this, but it is still pretty funny, so I figure we should give it a shot. 2 Accumulated Fortune to draw 2 cards, 2 By-Road Sacrifices aforementioned, 2 Chain Detonation. This may seem weird that we're on this, but the reason for it is I want to have a few cards that can actually start chains by themselves or keep a chain growing so we can hit our Chain Link 4 cards that we have in our deck. And between this and like Chain Healing, I figure killing Robert faster is probably more ideal. So we ended up going with this one, and 2 Vanity's Call. This is here in case Robert wants to do a big chain link of his own, and this way we can actually just negate everything, and hopefully that's going to be enough. Then for the side deck, 3 Blast Asmodean. If we want to go for the aggressive strat, anytime a spell or trap is chained, inflict 500 damage to your opponents. That's kind of funny. The stats on this thing suck, so we're probably not going to play it. 3 Mystical Wind Typhoon. We didn't talk about this. This is MST at chain link 3 or higher, which is pretty good, right? But the issue with this is that most of the cards, actually almost all the cards in the set, are chainable. So you're not really going to be destroying anything relevant that can't be chained, because as soon as you activate this, it's chain link 3. That turns on the ability for chain link 4 cards to be activated. So most likely, whatever we try to target, Robert can chain, and so it pretty much nullifies his card entirely, which is why we don't have it in the main deck. We have 2 more polys as well, a 3rd Accumulated Fortune, By-Road Sacrifice, and Chain Detonation, 3 Chain Healing if we really just want to make sure our life points stay healthy, and another Vanity's Call as well. Guys, this is going to be a weird episode, but there's going to be a lot of chain links going around. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Buddy, I was excited about Cyberdark Impact because I was kind of hoping to prove people wrong that this set isn't as bad as people may think it is. And then I built my deck and I quickly changed my mind about how I feel about this.
It is every bit as bad as people remember it being. It has probably the highest concentration of meta viable cards ever, but none of them are usable in Cyberdark Impact.
Right, like in Sealed specifically, because I actually recall playing this set at a sneak peek, which was god awful. Imagine, okay, we have 24 packs. Imagine having 5, buddy. So yeah, actually just terrible. So I do agree with you though. Like looking back, if you just look at the 60 card set, right? You have the barrier statues, Vanity's Fiend, you have Snipe Hunter, you have Instant Fusion, Black Horn of Heaven, like so many cards that like throughout the last like 15 years of Yu-Gi-Oh were played. It's just like at that snapshot in time, this set just seemed pretty lackluster by comparison. All right, well, let's go ahead and get, I thought you were gonna have something else to say.
All right, then. No, I don't think there is anything else to say about Cyberdark Impact.
I don't think so. Let's go ahead and shout the patron note. It's Jarl Earl Garlic. Thank you for the support. That's a fucking name and a half. I love how creative the patron names are. Unless that's your actual name then. And then I apologize for insulting you then. Buddy.
This is a legendary rock paper. This is probably going to be better than the in-game gameplay.
Yes.
Oh,
all
damn.
Right. All right. I'm going to go first. Don't know if that matters. Huh. 0 cards in the extra deck. That's funny. All right. Good
Wait,
luck,
you
sir.
have a card in the extra deck.
I have
That's
a card.
worrying.
Let me know. Let me tell you, Robert. It could be literally anything. Okay. It could be literally anything. Good luck, though. I will go ahead. I will just do a humble T-set and pass. Go ahead.
All right. And draw for turn. Oh, well, I am going to normal summon a Baki into a different zone from the one your monster
Why would you
is
want to do a
in.
different zone, buddy?
I don't know. I'm going to go into the battle phase and I'll attack into your face down.
Well, you fool. It is my stray Asmodean.
Oh, no. The
Out
meta
this.
has already been defined. This is exactly what all of the gameplay is going to be for the rest of the match. Main phase 2, I don't really see why I shouldn't just like freaking set 4 pass.
Wow. Set 4 pass. All right. All right. Apparently
Yep.
he's got to play here.
Let's do this.
All right. Let's go ahead and draw. Anything in standby?
Nothing in
Okay.
standby.
I didn't think so. Main 1, I'm going to normal rampaging rhinos.
Incredible.
The fucking meta breakers going in. Effect to gain 500 attack and damage step.
No response in damage step.
Excellent.
I will take 500. No, 300. It's
But then
not
we
that
both
good.
take 5.
And then we both take 500.
Yes. There's actually a surprising amount of burn in this set.
There is.
Second main, I will go ahead and set a card, and I'll throw it to you.
All right, truly perpetuating the endless conga line of just terrible monsters. I will summon the Queen's Bodyguard here.
Sure.
And I am going to attack into your rampaging rhinos.
All right, so I'm going to take 2 here. Rampaging Rhinos
Okay.
is cool if you don't have another thing to kill it, but yeah,
It's true.
that's how it goes. All right, we'll go ahead and draw.
All right.
We'll go to main 1. How do I want to do this? I guess I'll run out Maya Baki. We're going to trade
Okay.
here.
Yes, we will.
Okay, we're
And
gonna
we
both
will
take
even
500.
trade life points.
Yep. And that's it for me, buddy. Go ahead. You still have not outed
Okay.
the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Stray Asmodean.
Okay, let's see if we can do something about that. I'm going to activate chain healing.
Interesting.
Is that okay?
Chain Link 1 chain healing is fine. I will say, after
Okay.
Master Duel, this is not as exciting when chains occur.
It's true. Our chains are going to be much more boring. How about a chain link 2 chain detonation?
Interesting. Okay. That is fine. Would you like to proceed to Chain Link 3?
I will proceed to chain link 3. Let's go for a chain strike.
Interesting. What are you up to with this?
What am I going to
imagine-
do? Fucking miraculous revival or whatever the hell
I
that
imagine your play is Miraculous Rebirth on the Rampaging Rhinos, and then you can actually kill the Asmodean.
Wait, holy shit. That card can be activated. It can summon a monster from your opponent's
It's
grave
Monster
too?
Reborn! That's the whole point!
You know, I just assumed that every GX card was made specifically to be unusable, and so I figured they just left out that clause because they could.
Okay, I will bite here. So go ahead and show me what the Miraculous Rebirth. I know that's what it is.
Okay, I'll activate Accumulated Fortune instead.
Accumulated Fortune instead here. Interesting. So this now, when this resolves, I'm thinking here still. So you're gonna get to draw 2. You get
Yes.
to do Chain Link 3 on Chain Strike. So I'm gonna take 12,
Yes.
then take another 5, but then you gain 5.
But I gain 500
from healing.
Really, overall, I'm just gonna go neg 1. I'll save you all the math. This is just a neg 1.
I'll make it even easier. I'm gonna Vanities Call you and
You're
make it
running
a
that
neg
in the
mil-
main deck. Holy shit! I've been outplayed.
You have been outplayed, sir. So I'm gonna pay half, and I'm gonna negate everything.
Oh, that's bad. Okay, I'm gonna set a monster and end my turn.
All right, and it's going to get a lot worse for you here. So now I need to think. You can't out the Asmodean, obviously, because it's the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's what you think.
So the question is, do you have any... What would you set? Like, do you have your own Asmodean, or do you just have a card that you set that you can't kill it, so you just set it to just not have die
Plea the
here?
5th.
Okay, we're going to find out one way or another. I'm going to Snipe Hunter.
Okay, okay.
We're going to get rid of another one of the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're going to go after your monster.
Excellent.
And it's gone.
Oh, of course. Okay, yep.
It was the Asmodean. All right. You know what? Let's actually go on the offense here. I'm going to go for 28
Ooh.
to the face.
I will take 28.
And I'll pass it to you after that. After I paid half my life points, I need to get a bit more aggressive.
I'll draw
here.
for turn. Okay, main 1, I guess we're just gonna do this.
Okay.
And normal summon my own Snipe Hunter. I'll go into battle and I'll swing over the Stray Asmodean.
Okay, so I'm going to take 2, but then we both gain 8 here.
Yes.
So a little bit of recovery for both of us. Now, would you like to use your snipe hunter to try to pop mine?
Yes, I would.
You're gonna whiff.
Let's see how this goes. I am certainly going to whiff. It is my luck versus yours. We all know how that goes.
On the Cyber Ogre.
Oh my god, of course!
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm so
Naming
sorry.
Vanity's call into whipping the snipe hunter. I cannot believe it.
Take your 17, fool. Go ahead. Oh my god. This is
Okay.
great. If this is a textbook sealed showdown, I don't know what is.
I can't whiff an Abaki, so I'll just
Okay.
swing into your snipe hunter.
All right, so I'll take 2 here. That's fine.
Yeah, okay. I'll end my turn.
All right, I'll draw. Unfortunately for you, I have a Rhinos, so he's going
Ah!
down. Off the top, too, by the way. So gain the effects.
I'll take the 200.
You take 300.
300.
And then
I'll
you take 500
2,000
more.
Okay.
And you took your... What'd you take? 2,000. You're supposed to take how much? 3?
Oh, I guess I take 2,500 because my Abaki got destroyed.
You take, 2,000 plus, so you need to go an extra 5.
All right.
Okay, excellent. 1 chain detonation will do it. Go ahead.
Okay, let's draw for turn. And we will admit defeat.
Oh no, I didn't do a best doing at 3. Oh well, that's fine.
Alex, the main decked Vanity's call. We practiced this format endlessly on stream, and it was generally agreed that Vanity's Call was not worth it because you could accomplish the same thing by just activating one of your own chain cards to interrupt the chain strike, because the only situation in which Vanity's Call is better than that is exactly what happened, which is your opponent just draws 4 back row. And it just so happened that you were running the main deck one terrible card for the one terrible situation in which I needed to do that.
You're assuming I'm just running 1 of that card. I could be running 2. I could be running 3. I could have sided it out now that I won with that, you know, and I could just be psychological warfare.
The card's existence is terrible. I'm going to go first this time.
I imagine you will. This, to me, is like the payback for really Eternal Rest from, like, Dark Crisis. When you, like, blew me out with that. That's, like, how I'm equating this. But
okay,
go ahead,
I'll
buddy.
take it. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll draw for turn. Main 1, I will set a monster. It will surprise you to find out. And set 1, 2 back row and end my turn.
Okay, we'll go ahead and draw. Go into main 1. This is an interesting hand. I will set 3 and throw it to you.
That's a lot of set cards. This seems like as good a time as any. I will tribute summon Cyber Ogre.
Got the Esper. Okay,
Yeah.
there's the Cyber Ogre. That is fine.
He is pretty beefy, and I will attack in.
Would you like to do anything in damage step?
I will not do anything in damage step.
Okay, I'm not getting Cyber Ogred here. All right, that's fine.
Not yet.
Not yet, that's true. Could happen much later. Main 1. Oh, this is going well. I will set another card, and
Excellent.
I will throw to you.
Alrighty, I'll draw for turn. Main 1, let's normal summon a Queen's Bodyguard.
Sure.
And we'll just really get in here.
Take 17, and I'll take 19.
Okay. Main phase 2, I will set a back row and end my turn.
Will draw. Oh my god. Main 1, I will set, and I will pass.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I guess we're just gonna try and clean this up here. I don't think there's anything that has... Oh, okay, so there is one thing that could be a problem here.
What's that, buddy?
By Road Sacrifice is a card that exists in this metagame, and that would cause me some troubles.
Never heard of it.
I'm sure you haven't. Let's see what the plan is here. So there's a possibility that that's just a card that cannot beat Cyber Ogre. Like, so the only thing that you would set that wouldn't be a 1700 or 1800 defender right now is going to be a Chain Thrasher, I think. Or Combo Thrasher, not Chain Thrasher. That card sucks. The Combo Fighter. That's what we're talking about. I have an idea. It's a really funny idea. It basically loses to you having exactly Cyber Esper, though. No, it's a terrible idea. Let's go battle phase. Let's try for it. Let's see what we can get with the Queen's Bodyguard.
Is combo fighter, and you sniffed it out. It is the Byroad Sacrifice.
Byroad Sacrifice? Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna bring out the ogre here. I don't think you can chain to this, by the way, because I'm fairly certain this activates in.
No, it definitely activates during the damage step. I just have to decide what happens next.
I mean, you could crash if you really wanted to.
I am certainly tempted to do so. I think that is actually the move. So if you have the Cyber Ogre in hand, you have the Cyber Ogre in hand, and my luck is just the worst thing in the world.
That's fine.
Okay, and there they go. And then I guess main phase 2, I will set a mysterious monster and end my turn.
Much as I would have loved to kill you with that card of all things, sadly it did not play out that way. I'll go to main 1. I'll set one and throw it to you.
Okay. I will draw for turn. I will main 1 flip summon Stray Asmodean.
That is fine.
Okay. Battle phase?
Yep.
I'll attack with Stray Asmodean.
I will take it. So 13.
Okay. Attack with Queen's Bodyguard.
We'll activate Chain Detonation.
To deal 500. That is a-okay.
I will activate Chain Detonation.
That is also okay.
I will hit Admit Defeat because I can't use my other chain cards because I have 2 with the same name. That was actually terrible. I will tell you what happened at the end of this game because I don't want to reveal anything.
Okay.
But it was pretty unfortunate what happened there. It's so weird with the chain links because it's like who's gonna look first, right? And as soon as someone starts firing off chain links, it's like, oh good, you just enabled all of my chain links to go off. So it's pretty gross. Good luck, buddy. Hope you have a nice hand in game 3. I'm just gonna set a pair and throw it to you.
We shall see. Oh boy. This is this is something. I guess we just go for it. Here's the rampaging rhinos.
Whoa, okay, sure.
I'll go into battle phase. Let's see if that's a Stray Asmodean.
It was. We're both gaining 8.
Okay, I'll gain the 8. Main phase 2, I will set 1. I will set 2. And I will set 3, and it is your go.
Can't wait to hear about how many rampaging rhinos you got, given your rare luck in this series. I'm going to run out Queen's Bodyguard and just take out the
suboptimal. I will take the 200.
Second main, I will pass it to you.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Oh, excellent. Normal summon a Baki.
Perfect. We crash it?
Yep, we crash it.
Thrilling. All right, they both die. We both take 5.
This is where the rough part of this like normal summon back and forth gameplay comes in, is that you just get the extra turn with your normal summon every single time.
Pretty great, isn't it? I'm not complaining personally. Okay. What are we going to do? I think I'm going to run out Snipe and just hit you for 15.
I will take the 15.
And I will just throw it to you.
And you fool, now the tempo goes to me. Here is an Abaki.
All right.
Okay.
Add the Abaki, sure.
Although, the chances that you have the Byroad Sacrifice since you just normal summoned the Snipe Hunter are disturbingly high. We'll try going in anyway.
I'll take the 2.
Okay. And I will end my turn.
All right. We'll go to main 1. Run out the rhinos.
Here we go.
Tempo back to me.
I will take 300.
And we both take 5 from the Abaki.
Yep.
Second main, I'll set another card, and we'll throw it your way.
I'll draw for turn. This is hilarious. Do I really have to do it this way? I think I do, which is a little unfortunate. Snipe Hunter, be my guide.
Buddy, this has not gone well for you in the past.
No, it really hasn't. But I have to.
It's already inevitable. Like, I don't know what you're expecting here, but go ahead.
Here we go. I am going to discard Lightning Punisher for this one.
This card's pretty sick.
This card is pretty sick. All right, let's target the rhinos.
Have fun whiffing. Buddy, when are you going to listen to me? When are you going to listen to me? Would you like to try again? How lucky are you feeling? You're 0 for 2 so far. Would you like to make it 0 and 3?
Oh, wait. No, wait. This does work because I am attacking and you are not. Okay.
Yes, we crash here. So
we do crash, and I'll end my turn.
All right, sure. Lightning Punisher
I'm so pissed.
Also is one of the coolest fucking ultimate rares I've ever seen. All right, main 1. This gets a bit tricky
truly unfortunate ultimate rare, too.
This gets a bit tricky now. You have 1 card card. What would you
I do.
want to save? You obviously are pretty light on options if you had to go Snipe Hunter and risk negging to pop Rhinos. You could have easily sent out anything that's bigger than Rhinos to kill it. The question is, what do you still have? That may have been your last normal summon, and the last card in your hand is... No, I feel like if it was another tribute, you probably would have pitched it. What else would you not play? Also just be holding a Cyber Ogre for like a by-road sacrifice or something. I'm not a fan of this, but I'm gonna run out Snipe and hit you for 15.
Okay.
I think I need to be the aggressor
15.
when I know your options are limited here. And then second main, I'm gonna set one and throw it to you.
All right. It's draw for turn. Main one, I will... Ooh. Yeah, I'll make you spend cards on it. I'll set a back row and a monster in that order and end my turn.
Was a monster, so it's probably an Asmodee. It could be an Esper, because I saw you had Esper last game as well. Okay, main one. This is a bit iffy. If I activate this Snipe Hunter, we could have a very devastating series of events happen very shortly here. I was saying in the
I don't know what
building,
you're talking about.
I was
buddy.
saying in the deck building, there are no like spells and traps that like get things really going. It's like the monster effects are like gonna be the fucking ignition spark for like all the chain madness. So am I prepared for the whatever the repercussions of this could be is the question. Oh boy, this is a very interesting situation we find ourselves in. You could have a lot of shit in the back row. You could have a miraculous rebirth, which is
Alex,
bad.
I guarantee you what I have in my back row is a lot of shit.
Yeah. You could have... I mean, you could Vanity's Call is actually pretty good because you kill Snipe Hunter off if that actually gets to chain 4. So that's kind of scary. What's the accumulated fortune? You draw a bunch. I think I have a play around this though. I'm actually going to sack Snipe Hunter for Cyber Ogre.
That's smart.
And I'm going to hit over this Asmodean.
I will take the attack.
Was the Asmodean, both gain 8.
All right.
We have avoided catastrophe. I'm actually going to set one before I pass, but go ahead. Not in that call. Buddy, Blasting Fuse is a card. I'm not losing to that shit.
That is true. Okay, this is hilarious how dangerous a play this is. I'm going to set a back row. Let's see if you have it.
I'm so scared that like this could just go to shit really quickly here, but I am going to normal summon a Baki.
Okay, this is going to be 2,600?
36.
Okay, I'll take 36.
Okay. Second main, I'm good. You did not get straight flushed. You're welcome.
I will draw for turn. Okay.
Someone's gonna have to fire off some chain link.
That's true. God, I don't like this. Oh God.
This is gonna go very badly.
This is another one of those games where I have like 10 spell traps in my entire deck and I've drawn more than half of them.
I'm surprised you don't have more. My deck's actually pretty even, I would say.
Oh, yeah. I avoided going in on spell and trap cards for exactly this reason.
But
There's jack all I can do on this board.
That wouldn't be
now.
entertaining, buddy.
Okay, I have to try it. I literally just lose.
Light the spark, motherfucker. Light
All
the
right,
spark.
let's go chain detonation.
This is a very,
let's play, motherfucker.
This is a very apt way to start this off. Chain detonation. Okay, the chain link 1 of chain detonation is fine.
Do you have a response?
I do not.
Okay, chain healing?
Okay, chain healing as chain link 2. Do I have a response to this? I do not. You may continue.
I literally needed you to have a response to do anything else because accumulated fortune was the only thing that got me to any cards that could have won me the game.
So it's funny. I had every single fucking card.
I had the feeling. I had the feeling.
I'm like, I don't care what you got. I can burn you to death with Chain Strike if you have a Chain Link 3. That just kills you by itself. Actually, I don't know if that would work, actually, because I don't know how that works with, like, chain healing. Would that heal you before, like, I don't know, whatever.
Oh, who the hell cares?
Who cares? Yeah. And then I had the Miraculous Rebirth, which was like one of the best compared to like accumulated fortune as well. And then if things went to shit, I could just Vanity's Call the whole chain and just destroy everything.
And so, I was hoping that you would, you know that I was hoping you would use the Snipe Hunter because I would have gone off and the only thing you could have done to respond is Vanity's Call, which would have negged the Snipe Hunter.
Yep.
So I purposefully stayed off a lot of back row for exactly this reason. My luck being what it is, I was guaranteed to have this happen anyway, and with the 2 snipe hunters. I think I am running like 10 back row total.
Interesting. Interesting.
So the heat that you didn't get to see that I did draw into in game 2, and I wish I drew into game 3 because it would have added much more tempo to my side when you had that Rhinos, was
you
my
were
3
playing
copies.
them.
I was playing them because there are 2 cards that are really, really good in this format that lose to this card and don't really lose to anything else. While Stray Asmodean doesn't really lose to anything else, Rhinos kind of does. But if you are on the aggressive with this card, you basically get to out one of your opponent's monsters for free and almost guarantee that you have tribute material. And besides, I absolutely had to, because not only did I get the level 5, I also got the level 7.
That's pretty cool. To be fair, I also got the 7 and the 5 as well. I just opted against it because I didn't really think it was that good. I didn't look at it in the same way you did. So upon, the new information, I think it's actually a pretty fair argument, especially because Asmodean's kind of an asshole to deal with. And stealing Rhinos is pretty good because Rhinos happens to just be level 3. So, fair play, actually.
So the things that beat Allure Queen level 3, entertainingly, are weak to level 5. And then once you get level 7 on the field, it basically takes a snipe hunter to beat it.
Right. And that's
so
the thing,
I was just like, I might as well try for it.
Just so little removal. I think the issue is, though, 7 suffers from the same issue that like firing a snipe hunter off does, that once you fire level 7's effect, it just starts a whole chain that most likely 7's probably not going to be around by the end of it. So that was kind of my philosophy. Again, it sort of bricks you too. You can just hard tribute level 5 though, can't you?
I don't think so. Oh, you can hard tribute it. However, you could only activate its effect if it was
summoned
special
off 3.
summoned
That's
by
such
3.
garbage. That's so bad.
But I figured getting rid of Asmodeans for free was just worthwhile.
That's true. That's fair. I think, how many Rhinos did you pull?
I pulled 2.
Okay. I pulled 3, and I figured that and like Cyber Ogres would probably be enough to like just deal with them. I also pulled 1 Cyber Esper like you did as well. You want to see my heat that you didn't get to see?
Okay, what was your heat? You had it! Holy shit, you had it!
I was 1 card away from summoning this monstrosity on you, but...
So you want to know what the Ultra Heat was I talked about in the side deck for game 3?
Okay, listening.
I was like, okay, if Alex has the Cyber Ogre 2 in the extra, there is 1 monster in the set that beats it, which is the Dark Lucius level 8 that I pulled.
You pulled the 8 too? Wow.
I pulled the 8. And he is tribute summonable.
Is it?
Yep,
okay.
Tribute summonable, 2,800 attack points.
That's pretty big. That is pretty big. I mean, like, if I establish Cyber Ogre number 2, this card is very hard for you to kill. Like, it's similar to, like, I figured this is a better payoff than, like, level 7, in all honesty. So that was kind of why I went for it. But, I mean, I'm already playing the Cyber Ogres anyway, because Byroad Sacrifice is just an okay card. And Cyber Ogre is actually kind of a pain for us to kill in this format, too. So, I figure in the circumstance where I just never Byroad Sacrifice and I get 2 Ogres in my hand, then if I get Poly, like, we're going to get there. So, I was hoping to see it come down, but it didn't, sadly.
That's too bad.
So last game, the issue was my hand. I had Vanity's Fiend and Iris, so like I just couldn't summon a monster because my hand was all spells and traps, and then like one. I think I had Combo Fighter, which is lost to your Queen's Guard. So I just got bricked on that essentially. But aside from that, I was playing all the same suspects that you were, I'd imagine.
Yeah, pretty much. I actually only pulled one tribute besides Combo Master. Yeah, I've just pulled 1 Iris, and that was it.
Iris is
which is part of why I went for the Allure Queen strat, was because I was just like, I don't think it gets me shit.
Iris is probably like better than Fiend though in this set, just because like, what are we stopping from being like, you just stop my fucking Cyber Ogre 2 from coming out? Like, I guess.
Would have come up.
Yeah, could have. It very well could have. But Iris, the fact that Iris can draw you cards on chain, that just seems so good. So
honestly, I'll hand it to Cyberdark Impact. That was a much more entertaining match than I expected it to be.
I agree.
Game 3 was just about the worst thing that could have happened. And I'm still pissed at my just sheer ability to draw into the entire 5 spell and trap cards I'm running in a deck. But it was a genuinely good time. And yeah, the tension when somebody activated a card effect was palpable.
Yeah, like that was like, I almost went with your philosophy where I considered for a moment, what if I just don't play spells and traps? Like, what if I just straight up played 40 monsters? Because then you can't really respond to a chain, right? But then I'm like, okay, but Rhinos triggers and and Snipe Hunter triggers. So like there are things that do start a chain so that aren't in the damage step. So I'm like, I guess it's at that point. I was just banking on you to do your chains, and then I could just interrupt them like I did with Vanity's Call and the like. So it definitely made for some entertaining gameplay at the very least. It wasn't the most exciting set overall, but at least it was entertaining for the fans. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another episode. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons as always. So big shout to Shout1317, Moto, Cameron Smith, SJ Winchester, Kadok Meatball, Ian Musa, Toom00x3, Ika Iron Fang, Part 2, Pony Stark, Dan the Med Hoban, Synchro Guy, Ole, Yusuf Asin 05, MBT Play Medolce, Mystic Walk, I Ship MBT and Simo, Cole T. Draconic, Rockside, Dolly Up, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Selson, Jordan Coons, Kelvin Iron Blazon, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, Two Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, Chris Ho, David Liu, Ruxin's Horny Fans, Skyrose, Dylan Hunter, John 2 Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Dacer, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Ashlyn Jensen, Give Me Speedwaiter, Give Me Death. Seriously, guys, please read your cards. TC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad. Matthew Brady, Max, MBT Bathwater Vendor, Tom Russell, Why Read Your Cards When You Can Just Click Buttons, Band Snatch Shield for Prague 2021, Omar, Paint French Girls Like One of Your MBTs, Black Acre, the entire state of Indiana, D's Cards, We Are Not the Same, You Drink Flat Tummy Tea, I Drink M Bussy Tea, MBT Fans Scare Me More Than COVID, Simping for Simo, Abbott YGO, Ethan Steele, and Horny Bonking MBT Fans. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.